Imagine pulling into your regular gas station and seeing the price suddenly spike to $8 a gallon. Your morning coffee, Amazon Prime shipping, and that Walmart grocery bill all doubling overnight. And it's not because of inflation, but because a tiny body of water 7,000 miles away just got completely locked down. Welcome to the Persian Gulf, the energy umbilical cord of the world. Looking at the map, the Persian Gulf isn't vast like the Pacific or the Atlantic. In fact, it's more like an inland sea with a massive bottleneck. Its length is only about 615 miles. The total surface area is roughly 97,000 square miles, which makes it just about the size of our state of Oregon. Not that big, right? But don't let the size fool you. The Persian Gulf isn't about being huge, it's about being completely loaded. This exact spot holds nearly half of the world's proven oil reserves. Let me break it down for you. Saudi Arabia is sitting on a gold mine of about 260 to 270 billion barrels. Across the water, Iran is resting on 150 to 200 billion. Right next door are Iraq and Kuwait with hundreds of billions more. These four players alone hold an insane amount of power, literally dictating the heartbeat of the global energy market. Every single day, this region pumps out 25 to 30 million barrels, carrying over a third of the entire world's production on its back. The absolute standout is Saudi Arabia's Ghawar field, a literal monster that used to spit out 5 million barrels a day. This massive energy flow is perfectly paced to feed the industrial machine of all humanity. However, what makes the Persian Gulf the ultimate cheat code of the world isn't just the reserves, but the absurdly cheap extraction cost. If you want to drill in harsh environments like the freezing Arctic or the deep waters of the Gulf of Mexico, energy companies have to burn between $40 and $70 just to suck up a single barrel. Drilling out there is basically playing Russian roulette with Mother Nature. But in the Persian Gulf, you practically just stick a straw in the sand and money comes bubbling up. Many fields here cost a mere $5 to $10 to bring up a barrel. That's right, the cost to pump a massive barrel of black gold is sometimes just about the same as a venti caramel macchiato at your corner Starbucks. Thanks to this surreal price point, even when global oil prices hit rock bottom and rigs in Texas or North Dakota are bleeding cash, Middle Eastern oil lords are still casually raking it in. Whoever holds the Persian Gulf basically holds the wallet of the entire world. Now, let's pivot to the worst-case scenario. What happens if this bottleneck called the Strait of Hormuz gets completely slammed shut? Don't jump straight to those CGI-heavy Michael Bay Hollywood battles. In reality, a blockade sometimes starts with nothing more than a threat. During the global tension back in March 2026, the world got a chilling taste of this when Iran hinted at blockading the Persian Gulf using naval mines. In military strategy, sea mines are the ultimate bang-for-your-buck weapon. You don't need to build million-dollar missiles or complex nuclear submarines. Sea mines are dirt cheap, incredibly hard to detect, yet pack an unimaginable punch. It's widely believed that Iran is sitting on a stockpile of thousands of these things. They can quietly drop them in the dead of night using speedboats zipping across the surface, submarines, or even disguised civilian fishing boats. And here's the scariest part. In a choke point as tight as Hormuz, where the actual safe transit lane for these massive supertankers is only a couple of miles wide, you don't need to blanket the entire ocean. Just a handful dropped in the right spot, and it's game over. But here is the absolute craziest truth about sea mines. They don't even need to detonate to tank the economy. Just a leaked rumor that mines are in the water, and everything instantly freezes. Picture this, you're cruising down the interstate at 70 miles per hour. Suddenly, the radio announces that someone just dumped a bucket of nails all over the road ahead. Has anyone blown a tire yet? No. Have you actually seen a single nail? Not at all. But I guarantee 100% that you and every other car will immediately hit the brakes, pull over, or start crawling at a snail's pace. That is exactly what happens out on the water. These supertankers are massive assets worth hundreds of millions of dollars. No captain or shipping company is crazy enough to sail a ship full of black gold through an uncleared minefield. Instantly, maritime insurance companies in London and New York drop the hammer. Insurance premiums shoot straight to the moon.
shipping oil suddenly turns into a game of Russian roulette that nobody wants to play. Shipments get suspended, and fleets of ships drop anchor and just wait. With just one single threat, 20% of the world's global oil supply gets trapped. And when this massive energy flow comes to a dead stop, the next shockwave is going to hit your wallet directly.
Right about now, many of you watching this somewhere in the US are probably rolling your eyes. Come on, that Gulf is over 7,000 miles away. Why should we even care? The truth is, our government cares to the point of obsession. If you're wondering why the US spends billions of your taxpayer dollars on this region every single year, just look at the US Navy's 5th Fleet. This massive naval base is planted right in the tiny nation of Bahrain, sitting smack dab in the middle of the Persian Gulf. Tens of thousands of US troops and nuclear-powered supercarriers aren't just cruising around out there to watch the gorgeous desert sunsets. Their ultimate mission is to make sure that this mere 21-mile-wide strait never gets slammed shut. America knows exactly how the game works. Whoever chokes Hormuz chokes the entire global economy.
But hold on, this is where we crash straight into a massive paradox. Aren't we an absolute juggernaut in the shale oil game? Rigs across Texas, North Dakota, and New Mexico are pumping out so much crude that they've turned the US into one of the top energy exporters on the planet. So if the Middle East gets locked down, why can't we just run on our homegrown oil, be totally self-sufficient, and let the rest of the world figure it out? Well, here's the brutal reality check. The global oil market does not work like your local corner grocery store. It actually operates exactly like one giant global swimming pool. If someone suddenly drains a third of the water from the deep end, the water level right where you're standing is going to drop instantly. These giant American energy corporations aren't running charities. If the Persian Gulf gets blockaded and 20% of the global supply vanishes, world oil prices will instantly skyrocket to $150, maybe even $200 a barrel. At that point, domestic oil companies are absolutely not going to sell their crude for cheap to some gas station in Ohio at the old price. They're going to prioritize selling it to the highest bidder on the international market, or simply slap that extortionate price tag right on to domestic consumers. And boom, the domino effect begins. It's not just about you grinding your teeth while swiping your card to fill up your Ford F-150 at $8 or $10 a gallon. Oil goes up, which means shipping costs go up. That beloved 2-day Amazon Prime delivery fee is going to go through the roof. Your family's weekend Walmart grocery bill could easily jump by 50%. A crisis in a body of water halfway across the globe will march right into your kitchen and drain your bank account faster than you can say the word inflation. While we're over here in the US pulling our hair out over expensive grocery bills, the countries tucked inside the Persian Gulf are staring down a nightmare 1,000 times worse, literally having nothing to eat. Just take a look at the geography of this region. Aside from a few artificial oases, the vast majority of the land around the Gulf is just barren desert, where summer temperatures regularly roast everything at a blazing 120 degrees Fahrenheit. You can't exactly grow wheat, plant corn, or let a herd of cattle roam free on a scorching hot frying pan of sand. That's exactly why these ultra-rich nations have a massive, glaring Achilles heel. They are forced to import 80 to 90% of their food supply just to survive. And guess what path all those ships loaded with bread and beef have to take? That's right, it's that exact same tight bottleneck called Hormuz. If this single choke point that's slammed shut, oil can't get out, but even more terrifying, wheat and clean water can't get in. Sure, you could use military cargo planes to airdrop some emergency rations, but you cannot use a fleet of Boeing 747s to feed tens of millions of people day in and day out. Air freighting food is basically as expensive as wrapping every single potato in solid gold, and their cargo capacity is practically a drop in the bucket compared to those massive ocean freighters. This is exactly when the deadliest domino effect gets triggered. An energy crisis mutates into a food crisis, sparking riots, collapsing governments, and igniting widespread military conflict. And when the entire Middle East goes up in flames, it's no longer just their internal problem. Tens of thousands of US troops stationed there will be thrown into red alert, and the entire world will be dragged into an uncontrollable tailspin. All of it stemming from one tiny body of water. So there you have it. A strait narrower than the drive from Manhattan to New Jersey can literally dictate your grocery bill. What do you guys think? Could Could the Persian Gulf actually get slammed shut one day? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to KNOWTERRA to keep exploring the craziest truths of our world. Catch you in the next one.